Should I buy now or should I wait? It is probably the most common question in the real estate market right now. Today I'm going to go over with you some of the pros and why it might be a good idea to get into the market right now, coming right up. Welcome everyone to your Peterborough Realtor. I am Mitchell Goulding with Exit Realty Lift Lock Brokerage here in the fantastic city of Peterborough. On this channel we are talking everything Peterborough real estate, homeowner advice, as well as community features. If that's something that may interest you, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Hit the bell notification as well so that you are notified when I upload new content each week. As a bonus this week, I'm going to be attaching a link in the description below to my free buyer's guide. So in addition to the information that we'll go over today, there'll be some ways that you can prepare to buy a home, ways that you can build up a strategy and know what to expect. So go ahead and click that link. It's a free download, and I hope it helps you out if you're just getting into the home buying process. So you are a qualified home buyer and you're ready to go. You really want that place to call your own, but you're not quite sure if you should get into the real estate market right now. You're not sure if now is a good time to buy. And in fairness, it is a very common question right now because there's so much uncertainty. People don't really know if they should be buying now or if they should be waiting. So lots of people are they're kind of frozen. They aren't making a decision whether or not to do it, and they're kind of waiting to see what happens. So today I'm going to go over some reasons why it may be a good idea to get into the market right now. So reason number one that it may be a good idea to get into the market now and look at buying that home is because the buyer pool is smaller than it usually would be at this time of year. Another reason for that is there are a lot of buyers that are on the fence. They want to see what the market does, so they aren't pulling the trigger yet. They aren't getting serious and looking. As well, people's situations have changed. So financially, or their job, or personally, because of COVID and the pandemic. So maybe they were ready to go before everything happened, but something's changed, so they've taken themselves off the market. If you wait and hope that more homes come on or that prices go down, this may happen, although kind of the jury's still out. Most people thought that the market was going to go down quite a bit, and in fact it's gone up. But if you wait for that, maybe more houses come on, but then who's to say that the buyer pool doesn't grow as well? So reason number two, why it may be a good idea to get into the market now, may be the most important one and maybe the one that has the largest effect. And that is that right now the cost to borrow is incredibly low. So mortgage rates through banks and through mortgage brokers are as low as they've ever been since I've been in real estate, and I can't think of a time when they've been any lower. Right now banks are as low as 2.29%. Mortgage brokers I've seen as low as 1.89%. So what that really does is it translates into the lowest possible cost of ownership for you. So when you buy a home, lots of people fixate on the sticker price, the for sale price, but more important than that price is how much the home is actually going to cost you in the end. So of course that is going to rely heavily on your interest rate for your mortgage. Obviously your principal plus interest at the end is going to be what you ultimately pay for the home, but your interest rate is also going to dictate what you pay every month for your home. So while there's some people that are hoping that home prices come down a little bit, while that is possible, there's no way of knowing if there's going to be an offset where home prices fall 3 to 5%, but interest rates go up. So yes, your sticker price might be lower, but you end up paying the same as you would have if you got into the market now, or maybe even higher because the interest rate terms become less favorable, and you end up paying more monthly, and you end up paying more for the home in the end. Now reason number three pretty tightly correlates with reason number two with the low interest rates and cost of ownership. And reason number three is a financial stability and from an investment or asset point of view. So right now, if you were to purchase your home at current market rates and you get locked in at a low interest rate, you have cost certainty. So you know what your monthly housing cost is going to be, which is obviously for most people, that is their largest monthly expense. As well, you know what the overall cost of your home is going to be because you know the principal and you know the interest, so you are locked in. When you have that information, that allows you to better make financial decisions for your family because you have a number that you can plug into your budget going forward. And when inflation does rise, so when the cost of living with other aspects, with gas and groceries and utilities, as that starts to rise, you can count on having a stable and a low monthly payment on your home. Now from an investment or an asset point of view, is that when inflation does rise, as we have discussed earlier in this video, home values tend to rise with that as well. So maybe the market goes down a little bit in the near future. I mean, it doesn't look likely to happen, but you can never really predict. You only forecast and make estimations. But if it does, that isn't going to be, a long-term issue. Even the most negative of market outlooks, had home prices in the housing market, recovering in 2021, and then rising again in 2022. So, and those were even the most negative ones. So, and really the market hasn't done what those negative outlooks had predicted. The market has stayed level for the most part. It's gone up in a lot of areas. Any kind of decreases have been really localized. So, so getting into the market now, and buying now, for the most part, you can do it with peace of mind, knowing that that market isn't going to bottom out and that the value of your home will increase. So you are buying at the right time to get on the right side of the inflationary rise. So that's another reason why it may be a good idea to get on the market for you right now. And the last reason why now may be a good time to get into the market and buy that home plays off of the competition factor and the buyer pool being what it is right now. So there are still a lot of people waiting to see what happens, and there's people that their situation has changed, so they've had to temporarily take themselves off the market. That's only going to grow from here. So as we start to figure out what our new normal is, as people's situations start to stabilize, this buyer pool is going to grow. Now, right now we're seeing a lot of traction. We're seeing a lot of traffic from the GTA and the Eastern GTA. So a lot of people are actually looking for cottages in our area right now. So that's something that is really buoying our market, is the amount of people looking to get out of the city and into a cottage, into a quieter, slower pace of life. So what's going to happen is that these people that are looking for cottages that miss out on cottages but still want to move or still want to get out of the GTA and to get out of the city, is they're going to then shift their focus to moving in our direction. So while you may not be competing with people right now for cottages, as time goes on, some of these cottage shoppers are likely to converge and to turn into home shoppers as well. So right now I hear most often why people, they aren't quite ready to get into the market is they just want to wait and see what happens. They've read varying degrees of forecasts and estimations on what the market's going to do. Most of those negative ones that really scare people, those really haven't come to fruition yet. We have not seen, home prices or home sales fall to those levels yet. In fact, it's even been on the higher side of optimism. So even some of the ones that predicted, single-digit price increases, so far we've actually been in double digits in almost all markets. So trying to wait out the market and trying to see what it does and guess what it's going to do and time your purchase with it, it's risky at the best of times. You can never really predict what real estate is going to do. You can only forecast and make estimations. And when real estate trends do change, they do not tend to change quickly. You can find a marker where it starts, and it is usually a drawn-out process where it slowly starts to head in the direction, of a different type of market. So, if you do want a new home in the near future and you're just worried about getting in, in the next 2 or 3 months in case something changes drastically, the likelihood of that drastic change is low. And waiting it out and hoping that it might happen, like I said, it is risky at the best of times, and everything is pointing to right now being a solid time to buy. So as I said, in addition to the information I've talked about today, I am providing a link in the description to my free buyer's guide, so please feel free to go ahead and download that and check it out. Maybe you aren't as far along as others and you are ready to get into the market right now, but you want to be soon and you want to know how to get prepared. That guide will help you do just that. Alright guys, that is it for this week. If you found this week's information helpful and this week's insight helpful for you, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. Hit that bell notification as well so that you're notified when I go online with new content each week. And I will see you guys next time.